In this video, I will be introducing the AWS Cloud9 environment and how we can use the AWS Cloud9 environment to create a starter React application. Once you've logged into the AWS Educate account provided as part of this course, you will notice the workbench that allows you to see your AWS account status and the remaining credits that you have available. You will also notice two pieces of information about account details, and a link to the AWS console. To start with, click on the link for the AWS console. Once you have clicked on the link for the AWS console, you will enter the AWS Services Management console. There are lots of services and shortcuts that are provided over here that allow us to build solutions and use the AWS environment to build these solutions. For the purposes of this tutorial, click on the services link on the top left hand side. Once you've clicked on the services link on the top left hand side, scroll down until you find Developer Tools and Cloud9 under Developer Tools. Click on Cloud9 Developer Tools. Once you have done that, you will enter the console for Cloud9 and the creation of a new Cloud9 environment. AWS Cloud9 Services is essentially a cloud-based IDE for the writing and running of code in a variety of different languages. We will be using the AWS Cloud9 environment to write and run React code. To start off with, let us go ahead and create a new environment. You will be prompted for the name of the environment and a description. Only the name of the environment is required. The description is optional. I will be giving the following name: called React Test Environment. You can provide a description if you'd like, or you might just click Next Step. You can configure the settings of your environment. We're going to leave some of the default settings in place, and we're going to click on Next. Once we click on Next, we have a review, and we can provide some tags over here. In this case, if I want to search some tags, I can do it, or I can add new tags if I'd like. I'm not going to go ahead and add any new tags over here. I'm going to go ahead and create the environment. This will take a few minutes to get set up. So give your browser a few minutes to set up the Cloud9 environment. Once AWS has gone through the process of creating and configuring your environment, this is the screen that you will see that welcomes you to your new development environment. First thing we can do is we can start by closing this welcome screen. Please notice that there are a few different sections in this environment. You will see a bash prompt down on the bottom section of the screen. You will see a black area or a blank area up here. That's where the code that we write is going to show up. And you will see the directory structure of the environment on the left hand side. Please note that we are in the React test environment, and if we go to the bash prompt and use the Unix statement ls-l, we will see the contents of this environment, which is the README file that you can see on the left hand side over here. you double click on the README file, you will notice it's just a file that says Welcome to AWS Cloud 9. Feel free to visit the link provided to look at documentation for AWS Cloud 9. To jump right into React, we can start by doing the following. Within the bash environment, we can type in the following: npx create react app, npx space create-react-app space the name of our first React application. I'm going to call this my first React app, and let us hit enter. As part of the Cloud9 environment, Node.js is already installed. One of the Node.js packages is known as Create React App. The Create React App is a package that installs a pre-configured version of a React application based on template. We can use that template and modify it and configure it to be more specific to what we would like to do. And so, using Create React App, we can create our first React application and view it in the AWS Cloud9 environment. Please note that this takes a few minutes to get set up, and so please be patient. Once the Create React app has run its course, you are brought back to the bash prompt. You are provided two statements to type in. The first statement says cd my first React app, that is, change your directory to your new applications directory, my first React app, and then type in the statement npm start. So let us follow the suggestion and type in cd my first React app, and then type in npm start. Once you do that, Node.js, the Node Package Manager, starts up the development server and takes the JavaScript or the contents of the current React application template and deploys it on that development server. Now, as you can see, the bash prompt says you can view your React app in the browser on your local host as http://localhost:8080 or on your network at a 172.x.x.x IP address. Please note that this localhost is on the EC2 instance that has been set up in the AWS cloud environment. This localhost is not on your local machine. And so we can't really open up a new browser tab and type in localhost 8080 and expect to see our React app on it. However, if one notices there is a button called preview up there, and if we click on the preview button, we will see that it suggests that we can preview the running application. Once we click on that, we will notice that our application that has been running, we can see it. Now notice that right here it says edit source /app.js and save to reload. And so what we can do is browse into the my first React app directory, go to the src subdirectory, click on app.js or double click on it, look at the contents of app.js, and based on the suggestion, edit this line to suggest hello world, save it, and we see that any changes that we make to the JavaScript files as part of this React project, those changes are immediately displayed in the preview. This concludes an introduction to the AWS Cloud9 environment and the creation of a template-based React application in the AWS Cloud9 environment.